95.5 The Fish, all Christmas music through Christmas Day. What a pleasure to welcome to 95.5 The Fish, Mr. Stephen Curtis Chapman. Stephen!
What is going on?
Oh, we're doing good. How about you, friend?
I am doing well and just enjoying being out on a wonderful tour and with a bunch of wonderful folks. I'm in Grand Rapids, Michigan today, but very excited to get home. You mentioned Christmas music and Christmassy things, and it makes me very homesick. I'm missing being home in Franklin, Tennessee, but doing well.
Okay, well, good. You're going to get a chance to be home over the Christmas holidays, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Just a few more days on this tour, and then I'll be home on Monday the 19th and home for a long time then.
Okay, so let me ask you a couple questions about the Chapman Christmas. Real tree or fake tree?
We've gone with a fake tree a few years ago.
No, there's no shame in that.
I don't really want to call fake. I mean, we could come up with a kinder, gentler word like simulated, lifelike,
environmentally gentle. Yeah. So when is there a specific time that goes up, or is it just whenever you can get to it?
Well, with my life and our craziness with life, it's usually whenever we can make it happen. And that was in between comings and goings of this the story tour that I'm on a couple of days ago. We got it up. Well, actually, I put the tree up while my wife was still in Northern Ireland, becoming a grandmother, and I was becoming a grandfather. And I came home a little before she did and put the tree up, and then we decorated it a couple of nights ago. So, yeah, there's no set thing to that, as much as I know my wife would love there to be in our schedule. It usually happens when best we can make it happen.
Okay, well, you mentioned becoming grandparents in Northern Ireland. Is that where you have to go to become grandparents, or is that?
It is. It's a new thing.
Okay.
It just has happened in the last few months that if you want to become a grandparent, you have to go officially to Northern Ireland to kind of officially get your grandparenting school training.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's where my daughter, who gave birth to said granddaughter, wonderful, beautiful Eliza, my daughter Emily gave birth to her in Northern Ireland because that's where she and her husband are currently going to school and finishing up studies this year to return back to Tennessee, hopefully where they belong with our grandbaby daughter. That's where they are, and so we had a wonderful, beautiful gift just a month ago.
Well, congratulations. Is this the first grandchild for you guys?
This is the first, yes, very much so. I got to think there's some sort of, I don't know, something unique in that. I was thinking about it yesterday. I'm not 50 yet, years old yet, and I'm a grandfather already.
Mm-hmm.
So that has to be some kind of an almost record or something.
Yeah, well, times change. I think that's the way things might be going. Talking to Stephen Curtis Chapman this afternoon. One more question about Christmas, Stephen. For you, sugar cookies, eggnog, or chocolate? What takes precedence?
Is there an all of the above?
Sure, you can click D. That'd be all right.
I'm going with D.
Well, we're excited about the tour. The Fish presents the Songs and Stories Tour with Stephen Curtis Chapman, Andrew Peterson, and Josh Wilson. This will be at Journey Community Church in Olmsted Falls on February 19th. And you guys must be having a lot of fun with this tour.
We have had a blast. We were out in the fall. I had not spent a lot of time with Josh or Andrew, had just briefly met both of them, and was a fan of what I knew of them, but they are those kind of guys that and artists that the more you know of them, the bigger fan you become of them. We had an amazing time in the fall together, and it's fun. The thing that I've talked about doing this on many tours together, but it just has never quite happened to the degree that it has on this. But really, it is a all for one for all, Three Musketeers kind of thing. We're on stage together pretty much the whole night, backing each other up. We got about, I think we counted 47 instruments on stage between three of us and then a band behind us of just three or four other guys. But we're all just swapping around instruments. And so there's a lot of music, a lot of strings being strummed and all of that going on. And just kind of a, big community, big family on stage, telling stories, singing songs. It's really, really been a cool thing. We're very excited to get to do this again.
Just before you go on stage, now you've been doing this long enough, so I'm curious to hear your answer. Is there something consciously going on in your brain, like first song or find my microphone, or is it just kind of like walk out and do it?
You know, different tours have different elements of that. You know, with this tour, our wonderful bass player, my dear friend, co-producer of my last two records, but because he's so brilliant musically, he's known to be a tad, or maybe we might even say exceedingly ADD. So on this tour, it's usually my last thought before I go on stage is, has anybody seen Brent, and do we know if he's like on stage yet, or is he still on the bus asleep?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's usually those kinds of things.
That's
depending
awesome.
on who I'm involved with, who's out there. When my sons were on tour with me, you know, it was usually, you know, is Caleb on stage or getting ready, or has he gotten dressed yet? But with this, so, you know, usually, it's kind of looking out, wondering, you know, how's the audience feeling about tonight? We're usually gathered up praying right before we go out, kind of just about the night and then the night ahead, and then running out there and saying howdy and let's saddle up our horses. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it should be a lot of fun. The Fish presents the Songs and Stories Tour. Stephen Curtis Chapman, Andrew Peterson, and Josh Wilson. Again, that's at Journey Community Church in Olmsted Falls on February 19th. If you click concerts on our website, 955thefish.com, you can get all the information. Stephen, before I let you go, one more question about Christmas, if that's okay.
Yes, absolutely.
How old were you when you had your last picture with Santa Claus?
Probably Herbie, my brother Herbie and I. He is being a few years older than me, but kept the spirit alive as long as he could. Probably eight-ish, nine-ish, maybe.
Okay. So there's no
Nothing
embarrassing.
real recent.
Yeah, there's no embarrassing 18-year-old pictures floating around or anything.
None that I can think of, unless my wife coerced me at some point when we were young and foolish.
Yeah.
But I think probably not.
Well, Stephen, thanks for taking the time. We appreciate it. We'll see you in February. God bless you, and Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Yes, and to you and everyone out there listening, bless y'all. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Christmas, and we'll see you soon.